So we are on day 3 now, okay? And that is the most important day because today we are going to be understanding the basic theorem, okay? Today we are going to understand how to detect who is causing the problem, okay? And how we are going to rectify the problem. Problem to is known. There is some problem, that's why we are getting into all this, okay? So the problem, what is the cause of the problem and what is the solution of the problem? So that is the basic intent of today's exercise, or rather the exercise of this workshop. Now, before I start, let me tell you one thing, and which you will understand as you go deeper into astrology, that whatever happens to you is actually a play of the planets. Okay, the movement of the planets cause whatever, good or bad, whatever it may be, it is a movement of the planets. Okay, so basically what we are going to be doing in this entire exercise in very simple words is we are going to identify the culprit planet, or the one who's causing the problem. We are going to identify which planet is getting hit. Okay, like I told you yesterday or even day before yesterday, it's finally a play of planets. So we are going to find out who is the culprit planet, who is the victim planet, and then the culprit planet himself we are going to move and make him into the healer. Okay, have this in mind, have this concept in mind, and it will be very easy for you to understand. So we have to identify finally we have to identify two planets. One is the culprit, or the person who's giving the problem, and the other one is the one who's the victim, who's getting hit. And this person who is hitting, we are going to make him into the healer and solve the problem. The problem is solved. Okay. So without wasting any further time, let's start with the theorem. I'm sharing the screen with you. Okay. So today what we are going to do is basically I'm going to show you a basic interface of the software. Okay. I'm not going to take you through the entire software. That if required, we can do it on some other day. But basically the interface of the software, in the sense, what are the components of the software that you require? Okay. Without going unnecessarily here or there, only what is required, let us understand that. Then let us understand the Portley theorem, which is the formula which I have made, which I'll share with you. Okay. Then we'll also understand the protocol of the theorem, the 10 steps which I told you. Okay. And then that medical astrology chart is something which I will send it to you separately as a PDF. Okay. Which you'll understand where to look for what. Okay. Let's start. This I'll take on a little later. Okay. So this, if you can see over here, 10 items that I've written. Rishikesh, can you see everything on the screen properly? Is it seen? And my voice is clear? Okay, great. I'm going to mute all of you. Or it's okay. As well. Can all of you please mute yourself, in case I'm not muting you. Now this interface that you see, okay, is taken from a software called KP Star One, which according to me is one of the finest softwares available. As of now, it is free. They may charge some nominal fee subsequently, but it's a fantastic software. Okay, I really enjoy doing that. Now, these are different pop-ups which come. Okay, understand one thing very clearly. These are pop-ups which come separately, and I don't like pop-ups keep coming, so I compose it in one sheet. I compose this in one sheet. So all the calculations or analysis that need to be done are seen here. Very rarely do I need to go back to the software to see. Once I've made this chart. Somebody's mic is on, please. Okay, I've switched you off. So basically, let me just run you through what are the 10 components that you are going to look at. And next, we will move on to 2 live cases and understand how those were analyzed. Okay. So there is no hierarchy over here. I'm just going randomly. This big chart which you see, can you see the mouse move, Rishikesh? Can you see the mouse move? Okay. So this big chart which you see over here is RC, which is the Rashi chart. Okay. The ones which are shown in green are the Gochar planets, the planets in movement, the transit planets. Okay. So I've written here Rashi. You need this to do the Astro Vastu aspect. So what you're going to be doing in this workshop, this today, what we're going to learn is based on this Rashi chart. Okay. Aspects. Then you move on to the Bhav Chalit chart. Like yesterday I told you, Bhav Chalit are where the planets have moved and where they're seated at the moment. As of now, you don't need it. Okay, as of now. This will come in if you do KP astrology and all that, you will require that. Okay. This is in tandem with what is known as Nadi significators or planet significators. Again, this you don't require just now because this basically tells you a promise of an event, a prediction and all. That's a different scene altogether. So this is something different. Here on the left, what you see are basically the degree of planets and the degree of the cusp. This also you need at a little advanced stage. As of now, you don't need it. You don't need to bother with that. Okay. Out of these four, what I've told you, this is the main thing that you're going to concentrate on. Okay, this guy. Then here, what you see is basically the dasha. If you remember yesterday, I told you. Somebody switched on the mic, please. All of you, please switch off your mics when you're coming. Thank you. So basically here what you see is the dasha. Dasha, if you remember, I told you yesterday the maps, Maha, Antar, Pratyantar. So, okay, the software gives you up to roughly around 6 months to a year, you can see over here. So that is good enough because you need to see what is immediately happening. Okay, if you need to see something which is a long-term problem, then you need to see the Vimshotri Dasha of the software. Otherwise, this is there on the first screen itself. This basically what you see, which we saw yesterday, if you remember, is the planet, the sign lord, nakshatra lord, or the star lord, and the sub lord. And even for the cusp 1 to 12, these are basically the Rashi lord, nakshatra lord, cusp. Okay, so sub lord. So this is the thing of the planets and the cusp. Now these three are very important charts. Okay, which are basically which I really like in this KP Star one because none of the other softwares give it so very vividly where you see the red and immediately you can catch the thing. So what they are, just try to understand. Okay, I'm making it as simple as possible. This first chart at the bottom is are the hits to the houses. So if you see the column, ascendant, like I told you, is house 1, house 2, house 3, house 4, so on and so forth, till house 12. And all the 9 planets are here. Okay. And when you do across this thing, like how we used to play the torpedo game when we were kids. Okay. So where the horizontal line and the vertical line meet, and if you see a red, your eye should go there. So basically, let's say very roughly, if you see here, Mercury is giving a hit to the second house. Mars is giving a hit to the third house. So let us say if you're I'm just saying, let's say you've got a pain in the shoulder, that is house number 3. Okay, if you see house number 3, which is the planet which is hitting you? Mars. That is what gives you a hint. It's not the solution, it's a hint. So basically, this first chart is a planet to cusp chart. The next one is a planet to planet hit. Some planet over here is hitting some planet over here. Okay, so this is a planet to planet natal. So these are both the natal charts, what you were born with. So this is a planet to planet hit chart, which is again permanent and fixed for you. Planet to cusp chart, which is permanent and fixed for you. These two are fixed for you. This is the one which will keep changing because this is a transit planet to a natal planet. In the sense, if let's say this is a green, let us say, okay, let's say this is a green Rahu. Green Rahu is a G is for green is for Gochar, G, which is transit. So this guy, let's say if he's hitting this one Mercury, it is basically that a transiting planet is hitting a natal planet. So transit to natal can be seen here in the sense basically let's say a moving Mars is hitting a natal seated moon by whatever degree it is. Okay, so if we want to see this, okay, it's a big degree. Okay, let's go. Okay, so basically if you see here, I'll just give you an example. This Mars, which is transiting, which is this, the Gochar Mars, green, is hitting your moon. Okay, even if you don't see the degree, it is fine, moon. Where is your natal moon seated? Here. So Mars is giving a 7th, 8th hit. If you remember yesterday, I told you Mars gives a 4, 7, and 8 hit. Look at the chart which I had given you yesterday in that orange thing by the side I had given you. The 3 extra aspects. So Mars is giving a 7th, diametrically opposite 7th, 8th hit to the moon, which is seen over here. Okay, which you'll understand in just a bit. Are we clear so far? Okay, anyone has a doubt, just unmute yourself and tell me. But otherwise, basically, Madhi, okay. So basically what I'm repeating here is these 8 or 10 components which are there, they come as mostly as pop-ups in the software. So you need to go click something somewhere comes, click somewhere someone comes, and then you need to sort of keep jumping here or there. So I have made a template, okay, where I copy paste this and put it over there. So your chart, once I make your chart, if let's say you're my regular consultancy person, I will make that entire chart for you and keep it. There are only two things in the chart which will change. One of those green Gochar things which move, because Gochar keeps moving, right? The moon will move every 2.25 days, sun will move every month, Venus will move, Mercury will move. So that green might need to be, re-typed out over there. And the transiting planet to the natal thing, the top chart, that keeps changing. Other than that, everything else remains the same for you. So this is a chart which is a composition of all the extracts from the software. Are we clear on this? Any doubts over here, or we move on to the actual case studies? You can do a thumbs up, or I'll move on if you have nothing more to say. Okay, great. Chalo.
So can you explain me once again for natal and cusp actually?
The first lowermost one, this guy,
Yeah.
this guy, this lowermost one.
Huh.
Shankar, huh?
Yeah, lower and the top one natal is that.
This one and this one you want to know? Okay, I'll tell you all.
Middle.
I will tell you all.
Okay, okay,
I'll tell you all.
okay.
See, basically a cusp. Okay, like yesterday we discussed. Let us say your knee is hurting. Okay, your knee is hurting. Knee is which house? 10th house. I'll prompt you just now because maybe you don't know it by heart. But if you see the chart, which I've given you the signification, knee is the 10th house, right? So 10th house, my focus will immediately go here. When I see a red over here, my eyesight will go here. And Jupiter. So Jupiter is hitting my 10th house. So basically, natal in the sense that Jupiter is capable of hitting your 10th house when it gets active. Shankar, are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So basically what this tells you is that Jupiter is capable. It doesn't mean that no other planet will hit, other planet will hit, but Jupiter is capable of hitting your 10th house. So it is like a detective game actually. Now you'll understand when we do the cases, it's like a detective. It's called deduction. You know how deduction? This is happening because of that, so that is happening with it. So, so Jupiter. So this is basically which planet is hitting which cusp. Are you okay with this, Shankar? Should I go to this?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, similarly, in the natal thing, by default only, let us say over here, if you see Saturn and Mercury are permanently hitting each other. Okay. So Mercury stands for skin, basically. Saturn stands for not only bones, but it also stands for delays and, issues. So maybe this person can be having a, congenital sort of a skin problem, let us say. Okay, something like that, maybe. It doesn't have to be, but I'm just telling you. So basically, these two are like a blueprint. You are born with that. It is your case paper. It is set.
The
These
fixed.
Fixed. So it is fixed.
Okay.
You are born with that blueprint. It is given to your boss. This is your chart. Have fun. Okay. So this is what it is. Okay. So basically, very roughly, when you see it is common sense that if you see too many red things, that means there are too many hits. Bro, if you see green, that's a good thing. If you see a balance between green and red, he's got a balanced life. If you see too much red and less of green, at the first instance, you realize that this guy is in a lot of problems. Okay, because each of the houses are getting hit, something or the other is getting hit. If you see too many greens and this thing, you will say that, oh, he's leading a very, lavish, nice, must life. And that way. Okay. Now coming to this guy, this chart, basically it is a planet to planet hit at a natal. If you see this green, the black ones, let us see this one. Let us say Jupiter and Mars. If you see Jupiter and Mars natal. So where is your Mars over here? Mars is here. Okay.
9,000. Yeah.
Here. Okay. And where is your Jupiter natal? Here. Okay. So basically Jupiter and Mars are giving, so basically here if you see Mars is giving a 7th, 8th hit to Jupiter. Can you make out?
Yeah.
Mars is here, like I told you yesterday, diametrically opposite is the 7th house. Otherwise you calculate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So if you remember the chart yesterday, what I told you, Mars has that additional this thing of 4th and 8th. So if you see here also, where is that one? Mars and Jupiter, it will be something little more than 180 degrees. I won't be able to zoom in over here. Later on, you can see it will be something 180 degrees plus, because from here to here, it is 180 degrees. And this is little ahead. So it is giving the 8th aspect. Shankar, do you understand?
Yeah. I'm going through it, sir.
So this is basically a permanent thing which is born with. Now this guy is the transiting thing. What happens is one planet is seated over here. Okay, some planet is coming and it comes into position and it can create an aspect over there. So that is how the transiting thing can hit the natal planet. Are you clear on this?
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
required, after the class, I will talk to you one-on-one and explain it.
Fine.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now this is the
Now, are we saying that this transit, Manish, sorry,
yeah.
are we saying that this transit chart will be common for everybody, or is it again exclusive for us?
This one.
The transit chart?
Oh,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
which
That
one?
is again unique to us, or is it common for everybody?
See,
The
over
transit chart.
transit chart, which is this planet to planet transit. This one you're saying, where my mouse is moving. This.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes.
No. That is unique to you. That is unique.
Okay.
See, the only thing which can be common between all of us is in which Rashi that transiting planet is seated. So, like we have the group, like I told you, so on the group, very often I send it's stuck on the wall, so I can't show you. So basically, I have made a chart where I've written the 9 planets and which Rashi they're going through. So basically, this Rahu seated in the second Rashi is same for you, same for me. But you have got, let us say this is your chart, you have got Rahu, second Rashi in the second house. I may have it in the 10th house, let us say. But only thing common
Okay.
between us is basically these transiting planets in which Rashi they are. That is all. Nothing else is common. Everything is unique for you.
Okay.
Huh?
Got it.
Now, this is the main thing. This is case number 1. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to first run through overview of the entire case analysis. Okay, without getting into the calculation. In 5 or 2 to 3 minutes, I'm going to take you through the entire case, understand what those 10 steps are, and then I will teach you the analysis. Okay, clear. Now, all of you, please pay attention. What are the 10 steps? The first very important step and the most important step is to identify the correct house. Remember this, keep this in mind. If you cannot identify the correct house, you are barking up the wrong tree. Just remember that. It's like saying you are going for a, let's say, an English exam and you are prepared for mathematics. It doesn't make sense. If you are going for an English exam, prepare for English. So you have to look at the right. So basically the data over here, what you see, number 1, which I've written very big, okay, is which house you have to see. Now, toothache. The problem of this guy was facing a toothache. Okay. So toothache is what? Head. Head is what? First house. Correct? So you have to identify the house first. Based on this, everything else will open up. So you have identified toothache on your face. Now, when let me just run you through this entire thing, then I'll go into detail. So basically, this is the data as to what is the victim, so to say. Okay. All these things, this 1 as well as 4, is basically a combination of who is the victim, who is getting hit, or who all are getting hit. And you'll understand in just a bit. After this 1, you have to immediately identify the maps. If you remember yesterday, I told you maps is Mahadasha, Antardasha, Pratyantardasha, Sukshmadasha. And when I say anything, it finally boils down to a planet. So Mahadasha Lord kon hai? Antardasha Lord, who's the Lord? Pratyantardasha, who's the Lord? Sukshmadasha, who's the Lord? Okay. So you have to identify those, and like I told you yesterday, the result is given by the Nakshatra Lord. So you have to get the Nakshatra Lord. That all you will get here. Okay. The maps you will get here, which I've shown in pink. Later on in your PDF, you can zoom in and see. Okay. So here you can see the basic dasha, which I've written here. So I'll go into detail in just a bit. So 1 number is basically identifying the house. 2 is identifying the basic, what is it called, dasha. Third is identifying the Karak Tattva. There are planets which have been given certain medical this thing. Like, Saturn has been given for bones, even teeth. Mercury is for skin, so on and so forth, whatever it is. Mercury is for cuts and wounds and accidents and all that. So that Karak Tattva you need to sort of identify. This is the basic data which you're collecting first. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. After you get this, these hits which are there, which I will explain to you by one diagram and then you'll understand everything properly. These hits, you need to sort of cross-check on these charts, which I just now explained to Shankar. From here, you may come up with, let's say, 4 or 5 planets. You have to keep deducting till you come to 2 planets, the culprit and the victim. So these charts, which I'll explain to you just now, will help you to come down to those planets. Okay, so this is 5th number. This and this, basically your computation or your, let's say your data collection, and what this chart tells you needs to be cross-checked on your Rashi chart. So basically, once the chart is in tandem with the tabulation, is in tandem with your data collection, you have hit the nail on the head. Okay. So after this sixth, which is checking on the, what is it called, your Rashi chart, okay, you go to the analysis. In the analysis, you basically finally come to a conclusion ki boss, this guy is hitting this one. Okay. And then how you rectify that, okay, is what we learned just now. How you rectify that is this. So you can call it like, you can even call it the remedy, so to say. It's not a remedy, but this is the actual conclusion, so to say. Remedy is below. This therapy is a remedy. Okay. Then you go to 8, which is here, this bottom left, where basically you are just trying to check whether they are active or not. Okay. Whether you are active or not. That is point number 8. 9 is the actual therapy. Okay. How you actually get the effect, the remedy. Okay. And 10th is basically what I say is that you need to cross-check with that person. And I'll tell you the magnitude of that. You need to cross-check with that person whether that is working or not. Always be humble in the sense, you don't be overconfident that this has to work. You have to have the confidence. You have to have the confidence. Don't be overconfident, because there are, you must be knowing from general knowledge also, that there are so many components in the cosmos which are working on you, which are not in your control. Okay. So basically, you need to cross-check with that person whether that thing is working. I can tell you 99% of the time, giving 1% benefit of doubt, it will work. It has worked for me, and that is what I'm sharing with you. And I hope, and I'm sure it will work for you also. Okay. So this is the overview. I don't think there's any question to be asked over here, because now I'll actually start with the calculation. Okay. So now, what was the problem? Now listen to the steps. I'm going slowly and I'm going in very simple words. So understand everything. What is the problem? Toothache. This gentleman came to me with a toothache. Okay. What is the first thing I did was I filled up this. Okay. As to who are the things which are getting hit. Now at this point, to understand this data, I have made one diagram. Once you understand this diagram, you will understand a lot of things. Okay. Now look at a house. Okay, I made it a little cartoony so that it doesn't become too serious. Imagine a house or a hut which has got some people inside, and the house has an owner. Okay, this guy's going to shut off in 10 minutes, so we need to come back. So there is a house where there are obviously people staying inside, and there is an owner of the house, and obviously there is an ambience. There is the atma of the house, or the soul of the house. Now, if you imagine somebody has thrown a bomb on the house, if somebody throws a bomb on the house, what are the elements which are going to get hit directly or indirectly? House is going to get hit, surely, if the bomb falls on it. Look at, don't forget astrology, just look at it from a normal common sense point of view. If a bomb falls on the house is going to get hit. Barabar? Okay. Second, the people who are sitting inside will get hit. Correct? Third, the owner, whether he's seated inside or he's elsewhere, directly or indirectly, he'll get hit because his property is getting hit. And once the property is hit, the soul of the property is hit, because what was nice, like a hut and all that, is now just a ruin. Correct? This is common sense. Relate that to astrology. So when a bomb falls on the house is the ghar or the cusp, that is hit. The people who are seated inside are basically the planets, either the natal planets or the Gochar planet, the movement planet. The planets are hit, the people inside are hit. Bomb girana. The owner, okay, is hit because his property is hit, his friends and family inside are hit. So directly, so who is he? If you remember yesterday, I had shown that fragrance ke piche the Genghis Khan, that is the owner of the house. So the Rashi Lord is hit. And the fourth is basically the ambience or the soul of the entire property is hit, which is the Kaspal Sublord. So these are the 4 things. Let me just come on screen now. So these are the 4 things which are hit. Okay. So when you say that, let us say your 10th house is getting hit. Okay. So 10th house, sorry, let's say your knees are hurting with this. So your knees are hurting, you would say that the 10th house. 10th house is hit. Basically gets your sort of focus on 4 elements. One is the hit to the house itself, okay, which is the hut. Second are the people who are seated inside, which are the planets. Okay, Gochar and natal. Third is the owner of that house who's getting hit. So that is the Rashi Lord. And fourth is the ambience of the house, the soul of the house, which is the Kaspal Sublord. So these are the four. Out of these four, you will realize that somebody is hit. Okay. Now, obviously, in reality, if a bomb falls, all four will be hit. But just look at it like a in a different way. Okay. So where are we? Yeah. So now we've got 7 minutes before this goes off. So I think I'll be able to finish this case better. So this data, let us see how we analyze this. First, like I said, toothache. So we identified house number 1, toothache. Immediately over there, those 4 things you need to identify. First house ka Rashi Lord kone, who's the Rashi Lord over here? 5. Like I told you, you need to by heart the table that comes into use today. So 5 is equal to Sun, if you remember. If you remember the table, 1 equal to Mars equal to 8, 2 equal to Venus equal to 7. 5 is Leo, is Sun. So I told you don't bother about Leo and all that, just remember. So Sun. Who is the Rashi Lord? Sun. Okay. 5th Rashi direction, if you remember the table which I had given you, that black color ball wala thing like that, okay, which is there with you, it will tell you that 5th direction is east northeast. This is data collection. Don't jump to conclusion. So basically the house, the Rashi Lord, and the Rashi ka direction, that is fine. And then the soul of the thing, which is what? The Kaspal Sublord. So you see over here, first house, ascendant. What is the Kaspal Sublord? Mars. Mars. Mars ka result, who gives Mars ka result? Mars Nakshatra Lord. So check over here. Where is it? Mars.
Venus.
Nakshatra Lord is Venus.
Venus.
So we have written Venus over here. Okay. So your basic data is ready. Your house, your Rashi Lord, your Kaspal Sublord, and the planets come here. So basically, this is your basic data of who is getting hit. And now these are those 4 components which I just spoke to you about. So first house is hit. First house planets are hit. First house Rashi Lord is hit. And first house Kaspal Sublord is hit. Barabar? These 4 are hit. Now let us say who is hitting them and how to find out. So first house, like I told you, like Shankar, I was discussing with you, this is the hits to the house, or these are the hits to the house. So when I want to see the first house, I concentrate my efforts only on this house. I do not keep looking here or there. So first house, who is hitting? Venus is hitting, Rahu and Ketu are hitting. Okay. Now, like I told you, you have to get this maps data out. And like I told you yesterday, a planet is active when it is in the maps. So do you see Rahu and Ketu over here? No. Okay. So basically, do you see Rahu Ketu over here? No. So we are not even considering that. Do you see Venus? Yes, we see Venus over here. It is the Antardasha and Pratyantardasha Lord. Okay. So basically, Venus we need to see. So we are saying that Venus is hitting ascendant. I have put this red line for you to immediately understand. So we are saying first house is hit by Venus. Just put the data, do not correlate. Then which are the first house planets? Are there any planets in this house? Okay.
No.
So it is not applicable because there are no, basically there are no natal planets over here. So we don't bother much about it. Okay. Then we see the first Rashi Lord. Which is the first Rashi Lord? Mars.
Sun.
Sorry. Yeah, very well.
Sun.
Yeah, Sun. Okay. So first Rashi Lord is 5 number, which is Sun. Okay. Now check over here. Is Sun hit by anything over here? Check over here. This Sun. Okay. Is Sun getting hit by anybody or even vertically? No. So Sun natal, not applicable. Nobody is hitting it. Sun in the transit, anybody hitting? Moon is hitting. But Moon is not part of any of these planets, so it is not applicable. So we can just forget about it. Okay. Then you come to first Kaspal Sublord, which is Mars. Mars is here. Immediately your should stand up. I can see Mars over here. And at this point, let me tell you one thing. The problem which you're solving, you need to understand the magnitude of the problem and the what is it called? The duration, let us say, of the problem. Is it something which has just started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days back? Is it something which is going on for 6 to 8 months? Is it something which is going for 8 to 10 years? Then you have to see if something has happened in the last 2 or 3 days, you have to, sort of your focus should be here. Maybe something over here has happened. If something is hurting you from 10 years, it cannot be in the Sukshma Dasha because Sukshma Dasha is the last 2, 3, 4 days. Okay. So depending on that, you have to keep your sort of focus ready. So here, if you see, first Kaspal sublord is Mars. Mars is the Nakshatra lord of the Sukshma Dasha planet. So immediately I sort of circle it. What I made green over here, I normally circle it off. Now Mars, if you see over here, I have made a red line over here. Mars and Mercury are hitting each other. Can you see this? So basically in your natal chart, Mars and Mercury, even if you see here, Mars and Mercury are hitting each other. Mars and Mercury are here in the Sukshma Dasha. So I will write natal Mercury. Over here in the transit chart, if you see Mercury and Mars again hitting each other. Can you see Mercury and Mars hitting each other? So even in the transit distance, Mercury is hitting Mars. Okay. So what this is telling me, with little bit of experience, you'll manage. Nothing to worry on that. Basically, that Mercury and Mars seem to be active, and something is going on. Like Mars is inflicting pain. Okay. Like here I've written over here. Karak of mouth is Mercury, because if you remember Mercury, which is the basically Kal Purush Kundali or Naisargik, is the third house. 3 and 6 are ruled by Mercury. Third house is the house of communication. Okay, so that way also you can connect and say Karak of mouth Mercury. So mouth, Mercury, inflicting pain Mars. So this is ringing a bell in my head. So Mars and Mercury. I called up that person and asked him, because I checked in the ephemeris and I realized that Mercury came into this position, or you can see here also actually. If you see here, Mercury came on 1st of October, it came into action. From here to here, Mercury is there. Then after this, Ketu came into play. So I called him up and asked him, roughly on the 1st of October, did this pain start? And he remembered the day and he checked and he said, yes, exactly on 1st, it started. So my eyes are now focused on Mercury and Mars. Okay. Now this is going to go off in under a minute. So I've just kept this on pause. So the next thing is the important. So far, are you all okay with it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else?
Sir, excuse me. I'm
Yeah.
Raghu.
Yeah,
Raghu.
Yeah, Raghu, tell me. I can't hear your voice.
Briefly, can you?
Your voice is
Hello?
breaking. Your voice is breaking. I can't
Can you repeat once? Joined late. Joined late.
repeat what?
I'm joined late. I'm joined late.
Uh-huh.
Can you brief from little from the beginning? Is it possible?